Hi, my name is Alesha. Welcome to my channel. This is a mini stretch and refresh class to get your day starting, or maybe you're taking a little movement break throughout the day. Feel free to add this into your practice at any time. You might like a block handy, and we'll get going in just a moment. So I'll invite you to arrive on your mat, either in puppy or in child's posture. So puppy, you could start in your tabletop. Your hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips, and then walk your forearms down towards the floor. Your head may naturally touch the floor, or maybe you add a support with like a block under your forehead. And if you're here, you feel like your knees, your hips, and your back have a little wiggle room, then maybe you start to send your hips a little closer towards your heels and allow your head to rest down. But just go to where it feels fairly comfortable for your body and you have a nice fluid breath. Just notice where you've landed here, where you feel the support of your body on the ground. And follow 3 breaths. So that's the breath in, the breath out. Really fill up through your rib cage as you inhale. And let your ribs soften as you breathe out. And then one more breath. Let it empty out. This time, walk your hands, your torso, and your head towards your right side. So we'll add a side bend, either if you're in puppy or if you're in your child's posture. If you're using a prop, you can bring it along with you. Or if you feel like your head has a lot of space between the floor and you don't have a block, you can support your head with your arm. I like left arm, but whatever works for you is fine. And then see if you can use your breath to expand through your left ribs as you inhale. And allow your muscles to soften as you breathe out. Just a couple more breaths like that. One more breath in. Let your breath go out. Make your way back to center, and then find a similar stretch on the second side. So you might notice each side feels a little bit different. That's okay. You can adjust to how you feel here. Perhaps adding a support under your head. And then settle in for 3 slow breaths. Notice how your breath might be able to make a little more space between your right hip and your right shoulder. One more fill. And one more empty breath. Bring yourself back to center. This time press up to tabletop. Now you might have your hands or fists on the ground depending on how your wrists feel. Sometimes fists can be nice for relieving tension in the wrists. We'll come into cow, so tilt your hips up, lower your belly down, reach your chest forward as you take a breath in. And then exhale, tuck your hips under, come into cat, so rounding under. Let your head hang low. Inhale, belly sways. Let your chest widen. Exhale, curl it under. Press into the floor and puff up between your shoulder blades. So we're just alternating sides with breath. Breath in. Breath out. Still steady in your hands and knees. One more each way. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to table. This time we'll come into bird dog. So kick your right foot back. Your toes might land behind you. Or maybe you hover your foot out behind your hip. Now you could stay here, or maybe you reach your opposite hand forward. Stay for an extra breath in. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose or elbow, curling under like cat. Inhale, kick through your right heel. And exhale, round everything under knee to nose or elbow, your choice. One more time. Inhale to extend. Exhale, round. Tabletop. Land down, switch sides. Left leg back. Toes could land or maybe they hover. Option to stay as you are or reach your right arm forward. Thumb could be up here. Stay for an extra breath in, get long through the neck. And then as you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose or elbow, rounding under. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Last one, breath in. And breath out, round under, belly strong. Land your hands and knees down. This time you might like to have a block handy. Bring your right foot forward for a low lunge. So hands could be on block just to give your body a little more space here. It may not be necessary, but I find it helpful. Now, depending on how your back knee feels here, you could have your toes pointed back or tucked under. Have your right foot strong and steady. And we'll find a dynamic twist, so press into your left hand or left hand on block. And as you inhale, twist towards your right side, so belly goes towards your front thigh, and maybe you reach up. As you exhale, unwind and sweep your right arm under your front thigh. We'll do that a few times, so inhale, twist. Exhale, unwind. And then one more time, inhale, open the chest out to your right. Exhale, come on back. Now, this time, you might lift your back knee up. Reaching through your back heel as you keep steady and grounded in your front leg. Your front leg might feel like you're hugging your thigh in, and then maybe you reach up, either with your back knee up or down, and we'll stay for 3 breaths. Hugging the front thigh in, getting long and lengthened through your neck. Last breath. As you exhale, unwind, hands can ground down, back knee lands, tabletop. And we'll switch sides. So maybe you take a block here in the center under your hands, left foot goes forward, low lunge. So your heel is right under your knee here on the front. And then choose where it feels best for your back kneecap. So toes could point or tuck. We'll do the same thing second side. So right hand could be grounded on the floor or a block. And as you inhale, twist your torso towards your left thigh. Left arm could reach out. Exhale, unwind, sweep your left arm under your front thigh. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach up, using your bottom hand to ground you. And exhale, come on back. One more time like that. Breath in, reach. And then breath out, sweep under your front thigh. Now you can choose, it can stay right here, or if you like the runner's lunge last time, lift your back knee up. Get long and tall through your spine, and then you can choose, maybe you reach your left arm up. Still keep your front knee over your heel or so it's not swaying out to the left side. And a couple more breaths. 2 strong legs. One more breath. When you're ready, unwind, plant down your hands, step back to tabletop. From here, inhale to your cow, lift your hips up, reach your chest forward. Exhale, curl everything under. A couple more like that. Breath in and breath out. One more inhale, lengthen through your back. And one more exhale, round your back. From here, come back to center and think about how you want to come up to ragdoll. So you might feel like it's more natural to walk your hands back towards your feet. Or maybe you feel like it's more natural to step your feet forward towards your hands. Either way, we'll come into a standing forward fold. Feet are about 2 fist distance apart. Toes point forward-ish, and you might have a little support of your forearms on your thighs and your knees bent. Now, if this feels pretty good on your back and the back of your thighs, then maybe you dangle forward. Your hands could be on a block. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows. Let your neck soften and your head be heavy. Staying here for 3 more breaths. One more full, steady breath in. And a long, empty out. Get grounded in your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands could be to your shins, your knees, or your thighs as you lengthen from your tailbone to the top of your head. Stay for the breath up. Inhale, extended mountain. Reach and rise all the way up. And then as you breathe out, lower your hands down. Find your mountain. We'll go through some sun breaths, or sometimes called half sun A. You can reach up your arms forward and up, or out to the sides and up, whatever feels best on your shoulders today. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands go down through heart center, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale to fold once again. Press into your feet. Inhale, extended mountain, arms rise up. Exhale, mountain, hands lower down. We'll do that a few more times. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, strong legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise up high. Exhale, mountain, hands lower down. A couple more. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain, reach up. Exhale, mountain, hands lower down. One more time. Breath in. Breath out, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain, rise up. Maybe you look up. Exhale, mountain, hands lower down. We'll come into standing hand to knee. So depending on your balance, you might be by a wall, or you might even bring a block in front of your left foot. Ground down into your right foot. Bend your opposite knee. Your left foot could be on a block, and hands could be to hips. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you have a hand on a wall. Or you could hike up your left knee in line with your hip, flex your left toes up. Perhaps your left hand goes to your left knee, and your opposite hand reaches up. We'll stay here for 3. Keep your gaze steady. One more breath. Let it go out. Feet land down, hands come down. Switch to the block to the other side, so in front of your right foot if you're using it. And remember, you could always have your hand on a wall. Left foot grounds down, opposite knee bends, and maybe you find a little support with your foot on a block today. Hands could go to hips. Perhaps you hike up your knee in line with your hip and flex your right toes up towards your right knee, and maybe you hold on to your kneecap there. Perhaps you reach your left arm up. Go to a place where you'd like to stay for 3 breaths. 2 strong legs, just one's in the air. Gaze is soft but steady. One more breath. And then when you're ready, land everything down, arms relaxed. Now maybe you shake it out a little bit. Shake out the hands, shake out the feet and legs. Just let it go loose. From here, I'll invite you to step towards the long edge of your mat and walk your feet out wide. This time, you can lift up your right toes, pivot on the heel, and face the short edge of your mat with your toes. So your stance might be quite wide, and your back foot might be parallel to the back edge of the mat or on a slight angle. Front knee bends, arms reach out wide. You could look over your right fingertips. And then settle in here for 3 breaths. Notice where you could keep broad throughout the chest as your legs are working. One more breath in. Let it go out. This time, front palm flips up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lean towards your back straight leg. Front leg still strong, and your knees over your heel. Sometimes the knee will dip in a little bit, so if that's happening, you can imagine you're pressing your right outer thigh into an imaginary wall. Stay for another breath. And a long empty. Inhale, rise on up, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle, front forearm could go to front thigh. Back hand could be on hip, shoulder, or windmill around the horizon, so your upper arm bone's above your top ear. You could look out to the side, or even up to your top arm. Still keep grounded in your back leg, so back heel is pressing down. Just a couple more breaths. One more breath in. Steady breath out. Inhale, rise up, warrior 2. Exhale, let your hands float down, straighten your front leg, lift up your toes, pivot over to the side, and then warrior 2, second side. So left toes lift, pivot on over towards the other short edge of your mat. Bend your front knee, deepen your front hip crease. Arms could reach out like a capital T. And really connect to your feet and legs here. So we're keeping the outer thigh working on the left side. And the back edge of your back foot is still grounded down. Just one more full breath. And a full empty. Front palm flips. Inhale, reverse warrior, lean towards your back straight leg. Again, your hand could be on hip or thigh, or even tucked behind you if you like. Go to a place where you can keep energy in your legs and just some space throughout your left side waist. A couple more breaths right here. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Inhale, rise up, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle, second side. So your front forearm could go to your front thigh. Back hand could go to hip, shoulder, or windmill around the horizon. Reaching from your back foot all the way up to your top fingertips. Chest is open to the right. Still keeping steady in your legs. Just a couple more breaths. You got it. One more inhale. And let the breath go out. Inhale, rise on up, warrior 2. Exhale, hands float down. Front leg straightens. Lift your front toes. Pivot over to the side. Now you can heel toe your feet in, or maybe you just step your feet in. And I'll invite you to make your way down onto your mat on your back. Now, if you're laying down and you feel like the floor is far away from the back of your head, you could put a little block under your head, or you might roll up the back of your mat. and then put it under your head. We'll come into reclined pigeon or figure 4. Bring your right ankle over your opposite knee, and you might even flex your right toes in towards the right kneecap. You could stay here with your arms up by your sides, or if you don't feel a whole lot of stretch yet, you could bring your leg shape in towards your chest. So holding behind the left knee and then bringing this all in. And just make sure you're going to a place where you are feeling a stretch in the right hip, maybe even into the low back, but your arms and your neck and shoulders aren't working too hard. So you can still keep your breath moving and fluid. I'll invite you to stay here for 3 more breaths. One more breath in. And let it go out. Land your left foot down if it's up. Land your right foot down. Switch sides, so left ankle over opposite knee. And just check in with this side. So maybe this feels pretty good right here. You might even flex your left toes up towards your left kneecap. Or you might choose to hold behind your right knee and bring your legs a little bit closer in towards your torso. Now you might be using your arms here a little bit, but see if you can soften through your neck, soften through your face. Settle in for 3 more breaths. Allowing the breath to fill up throughout your torso as you breathe in. And allow the breath to soften as you breathe out. One more breath in. And a long exhale. If your leg shape is up, soften your right foot down, your left foot down. You can do a little windshield wiper here, allowing your knees to swish from side to side. Now if your hands are close by your hips, you might need a little more space. Bring them out to the sides or on your belly. And just one more each way. When you're ready, you can hug your knees in towards your chest. Just give yourself a little squeeze. And then reach your left arm out to the side. Your knees go to your right. Find a reclined twist. You might have your right hand on top of your left thigh, or you might reach your arm out to the side. If you feel like the floor is far away, put a block under your knees here. Your head could be centered or maybe looking over to your left. And we'll stay here for 5 slow breaths. So starting to allow the ground to help you here with the stretch, rather than pushing away or softening into the floor. One more breath. And let your breath go out. Here your head can come back to center. Your leg shape can come back up. Maybe give yourself a little squeeze, knees in towards your torso, and then guide your leg shape over towards your left this time as your right arm reaches out to the side. Again, if the floor feels far away, or if you tend to feel a little bit of pressure in the low back here, bring a support under your knees. Left arm could reach out to the side or rest on top of your right knee. Let your gaze rest where it feels good on your neck. So you could just be keeping your head in the center, or perhaps you look over towards your right side. Stay for 5 breaths. Let the breath be smooth and fairly easy. Just a couple more. Stay for your next breath in. Let the breath go out. Bring yourself back to center. Legs come on back. And then find a comfortable spot where you'd like to land. So maybe you land in Shavasana, where you're just laying on your mat with your legs out long and your arms are by your sides with palms up. You could have a little something under your head if you prefer. Or if it feels better to sit up for a few minutes in a seated meditation, go right ahead and do that. Just a place where you feel grounded, you feel comfortable. A place where you can really sink in. And I'll invite you to stay here for 3 minutes, and know that if you need longer, that's okay. You can stay here for as long as you need. Allowing all the muscles to soften that don't need to work right now. If you had any breath practices, you can let those soften, let go. Absorbing the practice in relative quiet. Begin to notice where you have landed here on your mat and in this space. And then start to add some movement back to your physical body. So you might wake up your fingers or your toes, or your head might rock gently from side to side. Perhaps you even reach your arms up overhead. If you're laying on your back and you're ready to take it up, you can bend your knees and roll over to your side. Give yourself a moment. And then use your top hand to press up towards a comfortable seat. If you like, your hands could come to the center of your heart and just stack on top of each other. We'll take a breath in together, full inhale. And a long breath out. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.